When I access consciousness, it's through this human form, this biological human form, with its 5 senses and its thinking mind, interpreting the sense data. So while there may be an objective world out there, all I'm ever going to know about it is going to be filtered through my senses and my thinking mind. And part of the process of awareness, formless awareness, awakening to itself, is that it awakens to its formless nature through this form of ours, an apparent paradox. But it is a physical form, not an inanimate form. So there is being and there is doing in this awakening process. And some of us, including myself, can get stuck in one or the other of these apparent dualities. In the course of meditation, in the course of mind quieting itself, so that that inner commentary stops, that inner narrative, the story of me stops, and there is this stillness and quiet within. Then my relationship to the world is everything is as it is. My relationship to actuality is everything is as it is, including what I consider myself, is also as it is, a content in consciousness. And in the course of sitting on the cushion, thoughts arise, present and fall away. Thoughts arise, present and fall away. Insights, epiphanies, knowledge arises, presents and falls away. And in that movement there is this idea that arises and presents. Beingness is this inner stillness where everything is as it is. The water is as it is, the sky is as it is. Greed is as it is, violence is as it is, compassion is as it is. Everything in the world is not different than how it is. In this part of the world, peace and calm, and this other part of the world, famine, war, and suffering. But it is all as it is. Nothing to do, nothing happening, except life is happening. No doer, I am nobody, no self, wanting nothing, needing nothing, desiring nothing, being nobody, being no self. In this stillness, everything is as it is. And one of the conclusions, or one train of thought that might pull into the station and take attention with it and move it on out is, well, there's nothing for me to do other than sit here and be. Except, of course, we live in a physical form. And there is eating and thirst and shitting, getting dressed, and going to work, and dealing with neighbors, dealing with customers, dealing with relations. One meal does not feed me for the rest of this body's life. One night's sleep does not give this body all the rest that it needs for the life of the body. There is doing besides being. And you access presence So you see and get direction on how to react and respond and interact with the so-called outer world. One gets to nirvana by way of samsara, is one of those sayings. It's not a matter of taking yourself to the mountaintop or cave somewhere and meditating facing the wall for years to still the mind and think you have achieved anything. You must still come down from the mountaintop into the marketplace with all its distractions and see if that inner stillness is sustainable, can be maintained. And some people get very confused in their understanding of something called non-duality. They think it is a way of escaping the world, of somehow transcending self, no longer being one's body, being one's emotions, being one's thoughts. On this formless, nothing, nobody. And in this mode, I am not supposed to experience or feel anything. And to those who look at non-duality or any kind of awakening with that perspective in mind, see it as somewhat nihilistic, depressing, and anti-life. Then that is an imperfect realization of non-duality. That is an incomplete awakening. Because everything as it is, truly, is a manifestation of the universe. As it is. And yes, change happens, life happens to no one. But that forgets to take into account the fact that we are physical being and spiritual being simultaneously. We are both a personality and a no-self simultaneously. It's not either or. There is being and there is doing.